It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top prospects of the upcoming draft. He's projected right now between a first round pick, early second round pick, and it's Vrenz Bleijenbergh. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm fine. How about you?
Can't complain. Well, take us through how you're feeling a little bit right now. I know you just had really a huge breakout season. Everyone's starting to learn your name right now. You're starting to climb up mock drafts, and you're officially now declared for the 2021 NBA draft. Take us through how you're feeling right now.
I mean, it's it's a really busy summer right now. Really busy, paper wise. Everything that's coming to me towards me. So yeah, but it's fun to do. It's a dream that's coming true, and I'm really hard working for it.
Now we're gonna get into what you're gonna bring to a team and stuff in a little bit, but I want people to get to know you a little bit better. So obviously you're not from America, you haven't been here yet, you're from Belgium.
Mhm.
What's it like growing up out there?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's really different than being in America. I talk with a lot of guys from America, and it's a really other lifestyle. Also, the weather here is terrible. So I'm excited to come over and yeah, I really want to see the States.
Now, already talking to you a little bit, your English is pretty good. When you said that the main way you kind of started to get to know English was from playing PlayStation video games. So take us to that a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, it's like PlayStation video games. Yeah. Also, I play with 6 American guys in my team. So I'm really used to speak English and mostly American English. So it's also a positive point also coming to the States that I'm not lost in my like that I really can talk with other guys, that I'm not lonely there, that I can't speak with anyone. So that's maybe good to already have a base on my in my English.
That's one of the huge things. Like you growing up and you're able to play professional level where, like you said, you have Americans you got to learn from, guys that
Mhm.
have
Yeah.
been either great college players, maybe great high school players that are now playing professional ball out there. So how big has
Yeah.
that been for you? Like to get be able to learn from those guys, both just kind of learning a little bit about American culture, but also just talent
Mhm.
wise. Like how big has that been for you?
I mean, yeah, it's big, but it's also for them. They come out of college playing in Europe. It's the same thing that's what I'm doing right now. They coming from college, away from family, playing in Europe. It's not easy because in Europe it's a whole other basketball type of playing, and yeah, you gotta get used to it. And I try to help them right now over here, but I think for sure if I'm over there, they will help me too. So I think it's a big thing. I already played with some Americans. They're really different. The one is really explosive. The other one is really skilled on handles. So it's really nice to also already play with Americans that already played in good schools and colleges for sure.
So if we head all the way back, how did this ball first get put in your hands? Like when did you first start playing this game?
I started when I was 3 years old. Like that was the first practice. It was also with Antwerp where I'm still playing at. Like the most of the guys already saw my declaring was also I said like 17 years spent with this team
Mm-hmm.
with that club. So it will be a really huge step for me to go out there and yeah, preparing for the next level.
So did basketball kind of just run in the family? Was it something that you just all of a sudden randomly fell in love with someday? Like, how did you decide to start playing? Was it someone in your family kind of brought you to it? Like,
I
how did
mean, yeah, in the family, our basketball was always like a thing,
you?
but nobody in my family was really a professional player. I'm really the first one in the family that really played professional basketball,
Hmm.
and yeah, because it was so in the family, I was always on the gyms watching my family, and that's why I really fell in love with basketball.
Now, you said that you've been with the same team now for 17 years, and this obviously a lot of guys do different changes, a lot of guys take different
Mhm.
routes, and even some guys don't start playing till they're a little bit older, maybe when they're 12
Yeah,
or 13. So,
sure.
what was it like kind of getting involved within a program for that many years? Like, how big was that for you in your development?
It was fun because yeah, I don't remember when I was 4 years old how I played basketball. It was just always fun. But when I was 16 and I was getting to the second team of Antwerp, I was really thinking about yeah, the next step is close. If I work hard, I can go to the first team, and it was really an experience to do. And now I'm in the first team, and I'm ready for the next step. And if I thought 3 years ago I never was about to make the NBA draft, or I was a really skinny dude. I was talented, but my work ethic was not right. and but now I think I'm on the right path, on the right, yeah, for sure.
So here's what we do know about you. You're a guy that's 6'10", 6'11" right now. You can run
Hmm.
point guard. You can obviously, if you play a three out, you can run a two or three or whatnot. You have the size to match up with pretty much anyone on the court defensively.
Yeah.
So was this always a part of your game? Like, have you always been taller than the typical kid at your age? Was it just one big growth spurt? Like, how'd the height come to you?
Yeah, I was always the tallest of the team, but the only thing I had a good vision, and I was the most like I had the most passing game. So the coaches always put me on the guard position. It's also my favorite position. Point guard was always my favorite position. I was in the second team point guard. Even I was like 6'9", I was a point guard. But then in the first team, it changed a bit just because I'm a very very versatile player. If the coach need me on the two, I will play on the two. If I needed to play on the three, I can play on the three. But I prefer to play on the one spot just because I want to play with the ball in my hands. But yeah, like I said, I'm really versatile, and that's also a big thing in my profile.
Now, I'm not sure how it works out there, but I know in America, a lot of guys that are typically taller, the coaches will start putting them at a
Yeah,
center spot,
for
putting them at a
sure.
power forward spot growing
Mhm.
up. And I think that's changing
Yeah.
a little bit now that we see more and more point forwards. But for you, was that ever a problem? Did coaches want you running the point guard, shooting guard spots, or were there ever coaches that tried putting you down low, making you run a post at a 4 or 5 ever?
I mean, because I'm always with the same club, there was
Mm-hmm.
there was always they knew I was a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And but if I see some things on Twitter saying that I'm a power forward, some things sometimes it's like yeah, you don't watch me because I'm not a power forward. I can play stretch four, it's not a problem for me, but I rather to play 1-2 spot. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like for younger guys that are starting to be born and playing basketball today, it's a lot easier to look at these point forwards. You have countless guys from LeBron even does that. You see Giannis bring the ball up. Jokic is just one even
Hmm.
brings the ball up. Luca, like the list goes on. Ben Simmons, the list of these point forwards in the NBA
Yeah.
today. But for
Hmm.
you, like there weren't too many. Like you look at maybe Magic Johnson's a big guard, Penny Hardaway, like there were some guys, but there weren't too many. So who were those guys if growing up trying to kind of learn how to be a big guard?
Nah, not really. I think I always did my own thing,
Mm,
but it's always nice to see guys learn from the guys. I also played with point guard with Luka Rupnik. He's the best friend of Luka Doncic. And when I played with him, he teach me a lot, and he had really helped me to do things that I didn't know to do how to do. And yeah, like I'm now 3 years professional. It's my fourth year already.
mm.
Yeah, it really helped me, and I really have a lot of experience, and that's also a thing in my profile that gives me some extra stuff. Yeah, for sure.
How about today? Like, do you look at guys like Luca? Do you watch a guy how like Ben Simmons that's a play? Like, do you watch anyone today now to kind of take pieces from any of those type of guys' games?
Sure, Luka Doncic is a great player, and I think everyone can learn something of him because yeah, it's an incredible player. How he plays, how he makes space for others, how he makes space for himself. So yeah, it's really for every guy who wants to play on the highest level is for sure a guy to watch.
Now, I've had a lot of different players from all over the country, and you're the first guy from Belgium, though. And that's because, as I'm sure you pretty much well know, that there's not too many guys that make it to the next level from Belgium. Like, you have
No,
a
no,
couple guys,
no.
like, there's only, I believe, one guy's been drafted before. I think only one or two
Mhm.
guys ever actually stepped foot on a court before. Obviously, like Frank Ntilikina and Tony Parker were born there, but obviously they go by
Yeah,
France.
of course.
So,
Mhm.
how have you grown
Yeah, I
through
mean
that? Like,
we got Didier Mbinga. He played
mhm.
from for the Lakers. But yeah, it was not really. He got picked up by a Belgian. He got Belgian nationality, and then we got Axel Hervel. He got picked around 15, and he got stashed to Real Madrid again. So there has never been a Belgian player who got drafted playing in the NBA, and that's also a big thing for me. I really want to achieve that goal, and it's already also from Belgium. I really want to put Belgium on the map, because there is a lot of talent in Belgium, but because we are a so small country and we don't play really high European level, it's difficult to show ourselves. And I think if I can make it, it will be a huge point for other guys in Belgium, younger guys, to develop like me and maybe make a next step.
That's kind of shocking because, like I said, the basketball has grown so much in the past few years. The guys coming from all angles of the world, and
Yeah.
even in Europe. Like I know soccer is still the dominant sport, but basketball is creeping up. Basketball is really becoming popular in many different countries out
Yeah.
there. But for you to be the first guy, it's 2021 now, and you to be the first guy that could be drafted and playing in the NBA. Like, how
Mhm.
crazy are they kind of thinking about that?
Yeah, it's crazy because during the season it was really hard to me to stay focused on the season, and but I could I have done it, but it was still difficult because it's in the back of your head. You're thinking about it. It's gonna be a really busy summer, so it's not easy for a young guy. But because I have already a little bit of experience in the at the pro level, it was for me kind of easy to control it.
So how have you done this now? How have you rose from being in an area that doesn't get much attention, that doesn't get too much spotlight on you guys? How have you now emerged and become an NBA prospect while not really having it the easy route in terms of media and in terms of attention?
I mean, yeah, like I said, who's gonna watch the Belgian league?
Hmm.
Nobody. I really showed myself in the Euro Cup. It's the second highest league in Europe, and I
Hmm.
really showed myself. I played against Milos Teodosic. It's a big name. It's a really
Hmm.
big point guard, and if I play two times against him and I talked with him, and you can make two times 14 points against him. It's a big thing. It's not really easy for a 20-year-old guy like me to do it, and I think I really proved myself at that level, and that's why I put my name more on the mock draft on whatever. So yeah.
Now you obviously will have a lot of guys to choose from this next question, but who would you say has been your favorite matchup? Like, has there been one guy specifically that you would say has been your favorite guy to go up against throughout your career so far?
Yeah, I will say Milos Teodosic for sure because
Mhm.
he's a legend. He's a crazy guy. But I also played against Kuzminskas from Lokomotiv. He also played for the New York Knicks. So I played already against big names, and I really it was not like they beat me or something. I could play against them. There was no like I was not putting back or something. I was really playing good basketball, and that's also a click I made. I really can do it, and I'm really ready for the next step.
So when would you say you really started like falling in love with this game, started feeling confident about yourself? Like when would you say, like what age were you when you started feeling like, okay, I truly am an elite player. I truly have a potential of making an NBA or some form of professional kind of level someday.
I mean, I'm at 16 when I turned professional. I really made the click to have the right mentality and the right work ethic. And when I started working like a pro, it really changed my body because I was just a really skinny dude. I'm still skinny, but
Hmm.
I put some weight on. And when I played Euro Cup and how I played, I really made the click. Like I can't play on the highest level. It's not. I'm a special type. I need to work a lot for sure. This everyone knows that, but I think I can do it.
Absolutely. Well, something else that's really big about who you are personally is you have a humble side to you, but at the same time, you're super confident. And I know there's always that fine line between cockiness and confidence. So
Hmm.
how have you learned to draw? Like, how have you learned to always remain confident in yourself, like, extremely knowing that you are always are at one, if not the best player on the court at all times, but not always get to like the cocky side. Like, how have you learned to balance that?
I mean, it's also to do with experience because in the beginning of my pro years, I was really humble and I was not aggressive enough, and I was too soft to other guys. And then when by time I really knew like you got to be humble off the court, but on the court you got to be cocky. You gotta be mental ready. You gotta show yourself. You gotta play with confidence and come up for yourself. And that was really important. Also, sometimes you see guys talking about me like he's not gonna get drafted. Like you got to be there for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself, and that's really important.
Like you kind of brought up a little bit ago, but when you start seeing your name pop up in mock drafts, you start getting attention from people all over the world talking about your name, saying that you're someone that's underrated. Now you're a guy that people are saying could be a first round pick. How do you stay locked in? Like, how do you stay focused knowing that you're this close to your dream, but you still have to really work on your game and still have to focus on what's at hand right now?
I think it's really yeah. You're really a little bit nervous about it, but you
Hmm.
also proud of yourself because you worked really hard for it, and it was not an easy way, and it's still a long road to do. It's still almost 2 months, yeah, a month and a half until the draft, and you still got a lot to do. You got a lot of workouts. You got to still show yourself. So I'm not done yet, and that's what gives me a lot of energy to still work hard and get ready for it.
So I want to ask you a few different things because you have had opportunities to go somewhere else besides just staying in Antwerp your whole entire career. And one of the things that we see a lot of guys choose from is when you reach that age when you can decide whether you're going to go play professionally or just keep kind of staying playing for free and eventually go college route. I know you had the opportunity to go to many prestigious colleges like Arizona, UCLA, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So was that ever something you actually considered? Like, did you ever actually really look into coming to America and going to college at any point?
I was I was really close to go to Kentucky, and I was really close to visit UCLA, but I knew I was not the best student. I was not good at school. My points were okay, but I knew because I talked with a lot of guys, it's not easy. You got to be mental strong to combine practices, go to school, wake up early. Okay, it's not that's really difficult for me, but if you're not a good student here in Belgium, it's gonna be hard over there because you're away from family. It's not easy. Okay, whatever. And I really made the decision to go pro, and I think it was a good decision because I really could focus on basketball, get better, get stronger, and yeah, I think I made the right choice. But I still have like a little bit of regret I didn't do it because maybe it was an easier way for the draft and stuff, and work with good coaches, good players. But yeah, it is what it is.
Now, you never did get to go on any visits, like you said, but just looking at the schools overall, like out of all the schools that offered you, that were in contact with you, if you would have picked one of those schools, which one would it be?
Yeah, I was close to Kentucky, so I should take Kentucky, I think.
And I also can imagine, like I know there's a couple of different chances you could have went to another team out there in Europe. At some point, you also were looking at Barca eventually. I think it was 2 years ago. But what other teams did you ever decide on? Like, were you ever considering going to a different program or a different team out there? Like, walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, I was really close to signing with Barcelona because they offered me a great spot. They wanted to sign me, but my thing was I don't play for money. I just want to get better as a person and as a player. And for me, it was really important because there are a lot of talents in Barcelona and in Antwerp. I was priority, and it was really good for me to get better, get stronger, get an individual program, and that's what really made me to stay in Belgium. And yeah, I just want to get better each day, every day. So that was really important for me. I don't play, like I said, I don't play for the money. I just because basketball is fun, and that's the most important thing.
Now, there was a certain event that I know everyone across the world gets excited for, and obviously even in America for Team USA going out there and playing the FIBA qualifying games. You got the opportunity to represent your country a few different times. You've got a bronze medal. You finished up in the championship another time. What were those experiences like?
Yeah, the European Championships were great for me because that was also a step for me that I really proved myself. I also played on the point guard position at that moment or the shooting guard position, and I really proved myself. I can play in the pick and roll. I had a good center next to me, and yeah, I really proved myself over there. And yeah, I was 2 times back to back best five of the tournament, and yeah, it was a good thing for me, really.
Now, walk us through that. Like the very first time you got to go out there and you get a medal eventually, but just take us through making that team, getting it set up. Like, what was that process like?
I mean, the first one was you under 16. It was really difficult because I was really soft guy. I never played pro. I didn't have the leadership I got now, and so we finished seventh, I think, around that. Then after we played under 18, under 20, and yeah, I turned pro that year, and I had really the experience of other guys that already played 10 years of pro, and I really brought the team to the championship. And I can't do it alone, but you gotta have a leader, and it's really important in the team. And I did what I can do. So that was really important to me. Also to represent the country is also a big thing for me. And yeah, it's really important to get a medal.
Now, on those teams or guys you went up against, who would you say was your favorite player in that situation? Like in the FIBA games, who was your favorite player to go up against?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I think I will take Luka Samanic. He's playing for the Spurs right now. When we played against Croatia, that was the best matchup I think I had. But yeah, also because he's now a friend of mine, I speak sometimes with him, and yeah, he's doing good now in San Antonio. He's getting better step by step. So I think that was the funniest matchup. Yeah.
Going forward now, I can imagine your dream is to eventually represent your country in the Olympics and be able to play at that if you guys can make it. So what would that be like? Like walk us through, like, are you seriously considering playing for the Olympic team? And how excited would you be to possibly play in that if that is an opportunity you're given sometime?
Yeah, it will be a big opportunity for me because, like I said, it's really important for me. But
Mhm.
it's also you gotta receive the opportunity, and if I get it, I will take it for sure. But it will come step by step, I think.
No doubt. Let's go into your past 3 years. Your first year of playing professional. Obviously, that's a huge year for anybody. You finally get to go play at an elite level now. You really start truly
Mhm.
becoming a professional player now. What
Yeah.
was that first year like for you?
First year, yeah, you don't get to receive a lot of minutes. Like I said, I was a skinny dude. I was not ready to play on the highest level, but it makes you mentally a better person, a stronger person, and you are right there. You 11th, 12th man, and if you work hard, you will get your minutes, and you got to prove yourself, and that's what I really did. I really proved myself, and then now you're a key player, and like 2 years ago you didn't even had a minute, so that's a lot of progress. I think I can make a lot of progress still, and yeah, it was it's a really good experience for me.
You had a special teammate through your time out there too, and that's JT is now with Houston. What was it like being teammates with him, and what did you learn from him?
That was also my first year pro, no, second year. I
Mhm.
don't even know anymore. But yeah, he was a really energetic guy. He was a great guy. Still, if I talk to him now, he's the same. He's the same person. If I gotta ask something about it in the States or whatever in Houston, he would really want to help me. It's a guy that brings 200% energy on the court. Yeah, great guy. A little bit undersized, but because of the energy he brings on the floor, it's no problem for him. Yeah, great guy.
He came to America and obviously did his thing this past year. He's going to probably make an all rookie team whenever that's announced. And he also did
Yeah.
his thing. But did you think he was that special? Like, did you think he was the guy that could go play in the NBA at this level?
I mean, the first time he came in Antwerp, it was like, yeah, it was a little bit a raw guy. Um, he it didn't it he didn't feel like a shooter. Okay, I'm not gonna say he's a really shooter,
Mhm.
but he didn't believe in himself that he can't shoot the three ball, and that was the biggest thing in Antwerp. He received the confidence of the coach, and yeah, he become a decent shooter, and that was the biggest part in this thing because he can jump, he's athletic, he's strong. The only thing was his shooting, and then he traveled to Australia, and then he had a great season over there, and then going to the league, and he really deserved it because he's a good guy and he puts 200% work in it, and yeah, he really deserved it.
Now, as for you, I know you've constantly made leaps in terms of your shooting abilities. That's something that's really made you one of the elite prospects in this class because you can shoot from pretty much anywhere. You're just
Mhm.
barely under 40% this past year, I believe, from three. So, how have you developed in this type of shooter? Like, how have you become this elite type of shooter that you now are?
I mean, when I was younger, I was a great shooter. Before I hit the gym and put a lot of weights on, I was a really good shooter. And when I started going in the gym a lot, it changed a little bit my shooting touch
Mhm.
because yeah, it's difficult to combine these two things. But I knew it was about to come. But now I'm still working every day on my shot. I know I'm a good shooter, and even 37% is way too low for myself. I'm not happy with that. So yeah, like I said, as many as shots I can put up today, tomorrow. It's really important to have as many shots you can make today.
Take us to your second year professional. What was that year like?
Um, yeah, it was better than the first year because the first year you don't receive any minutes.
Mhm.
Second year I was a backup point guard of Luka Rupnik. Yeah, he teach me a lot, like I already said. But yeah, I played around 12 minutes a game, 15 minutes backup point guard, Champions League. That was the third best league in Europe. So it brought me a lot of experience, a lot of confidence to get better, and yeah, it really did me good. It really made me a kind of floor leader, and yeah, like I said, yeah, it was great for me. A great second season, second year.
Around that time, you also decided to go enter your name into the draft process that first time around back in 2019. And you kind of just took your first steps, like kind of experiencing. I know you eventually withdrew
Mhm.
from it too, but walk us through that time.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
what led you to deciding to go declare for it? And what was that first process like?
Uh, I was it was like a bit to see how it's going on there. If people watching me, because I know I had the talent for it, but I was not ready for it for sure. My body was not ready for it for sure. But my agent knew the talent was there, and he just want to see how it will go. And we knew we were about to take my name out, and now yeah, I'm gonna stay in the draft, and we will see what happens.
So what's the difference between 2019 2021 friends? Like what's the difference between you in these
Oh.
past 2 years?
Yeah, big time. I think I evolved a lot. I gained a lot of weight. I'm way more mature. Way more leader on the floor of the court. Mentally way stronger. Um, and I think yeah, like I said, I'm really ready for the next step. And I think I can make a lot of progress still. But I think I made already huge steps.
Now, the thing that really shut down, obviously did shut down the entire world was the coronavirus, and that comes in to close your second
Yeah.
year and still has its effects across the world today. How have you adjusted to that? Like, how did the coronavirus impact you? I know a lot of players also said that it can be a benefit to some degree in terms of more time to work on your craft, but how would you say this coronavirus impacted you?
I would say it was really positive. I took it really positive because
Mhm.
I had something like, okay, you can't play because here in Belgium you couldn't go anywhere. It was locked down for a lot of months, and but I took it really positive about like weights to do at home, do not stand still. Having good cardio was also a big thing for me. But the only thing that was like negative, I really wanted to do the draft last year because I felt already ready. I didn't know if I was about to stay in, but I was already ready. But I think this year is the best year. I also proved myself way better this year. So yeah, I took it positive. The COVID. Okay, it's not positive, but
Mhm.
I try to take it positive.
Mhm. And you obviously showed your work because you came out this year and was your breakout season. You averaged 10 points a game, or just about a little bit under that, but five
Yeah.
rebounds, almost four assists. Like you have great overall numbers this year, offensively and defensively. So take us to this past season. Like what led you to have this breakout type of year?
Um. I mean, yeah, stats. I'm not really looking to the stats. I'm not that type of guy. I know a lot of basketball players think stats are really important for them. Okay, maybe it's important for your career, but I'm not that the type of guy that really looks after the game. Oh, I need 15 points. If I look at it, the most thing that matters for me is the assist. I'm really disappointed about my assist this year because if you see to European championships, I always average around 7 assists a game, eight maybe, and that's what I really look for. I'm really looking for my teammates. I'd rather have my teammates score the ball than I score the ball.
Mm.
That's also to see my game. If I go to the basket, I look into pass, and that's something I gotta be better at to be aggressive to the rim. But yeah, I rather pass than score points. So I don't know if it's positive or negative.
Now that's unique because clearly I'd say 99% of players in the world
Right.
want to look to score first. I think that's the way the game
Sure.
is kind of maturing because we see the stars today, are guys like Steph Curry or Westbrook, which
Hmm.
does get they still get a lot of assists, but clearly they are dominant scorers.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what's led you to have the assist aspect? Was that just something that you're just born with? Did someone kind of instill it in you? Like where did this kind of personality come from?
I mean, I think because I'm really a type of guy that want to win and I want to get my teammates involved the game. It's really important they feel good. They like I said, also like I said, I'm very versatile. I really want my teammates to play on the right spot. that they really can show themselves. And that's also why I want to give more assists than points, because I want to see my teammates happy and that they are in a good flow. That's really important for me. And if the team wins like that, that's good. But if the team needs points, I also want to be there for the points for sure.
Now you have to take us through some of these passes you can pull off. We've seen you throw all kinds of different passes in games before, but when you're looking through this and you pull off one of those half-court cross passes and when you whip it across the guy in the corner through, when you're going through and you wrap a ball around someone for a pass, like take us through this. Like, how does your mind work when you're trying to set up a pass, even though they look like passes that majority of people in this world cannot complete?
I mean, I'm not afraid to pass. I think a lot of guys are afraid to give these, flash passes. But if there is a small gap, I'm just throwing the ball, and it makes you a better passer because you're not afraid to pass them. And if you're not afraid, you can make them, and that's the most important thing.
When would you say you started feeling confident in your passing abilities?
When I started using a lot of pick and rolls, I was able to. Yeah, first when I started, I was a lot looking for the big guy, but after that, because teams were recognizing it, they were playing defense on it, I had to do something else, and that was find open corners, weak sides. When they play hard hedge, the quick pass, a hit. So it really, because I used a lot of pick and rolls, it really helped me, and I practiced a lot on it to get a better passer, and that's really helps me.
Now, you clearly don't get to pick what team you're going to be drafted to this upcoming season, but if you could pick one guy, a shooter in the NBA that you'd want to be able to pass to, who would that shooter be?
Klay Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
for sure, yeah. Or Stephen Curry, yeah, two all-time great shooters, so yeah, for sure. Ray Allen, but he's not playing anymore, so.
Now, on the pick and roll, like you said too, originally it was always you and the big man that you kind of formed that duo with. And there's going to be quite a few guys. Pretty much every team now has a long, lengthy guy that's able to go up there and throw down an alley-oop. So who'd be your dream guy to throw an alley-oop to, though?
Yeah, like this year, I had Ibrahima Falfey playing for Monaco right now. And it's also, if you get a good connection on the court, you get a good connection off the court. It became a really good friend because we felt each other really good on the floor. And yeah, like I like to play with someone that have really good bounce, who looks to catch alley-oop passes. I'm really able to give them. And yeah, if I gotta say, if I don't know, I can't put a name on it, but I just need an athletic dude that's it, good screens and roll. That's the most important thing for me.
Absolutely. Well, you came with a couple different awards this year. I think one of the biggest ones for you would be obviously winning the Rising Star Award. Take us to that. Like, what was it like getting that award and just kind of being able to accept that and put that in your record books now?
Yeah, I was a rising star of the Euro Millions League in Belgium. Okay, I really don't care about individual trophies, but it's also a thing that proves your hard work pays off. But what I was a little bit disappointed I didn't receive the rising star of the Euro Cup because I really proved myself and because I played some games less than the other guy that won it. I didn't receive it, but yeah, it's a little disappointing. But yeah, I was really happy about the rising star of Euro Millions League.
Now, before we talk about NBA stuff again, you look back at your entire 17-year career out there at Antwerp. What would you say is your favorite memory? Like, what's the very first thing that comes to mind when you think about your 17 years there?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Um, I think the game in Virtus Bologna. It was a great game for me. I played really well, and yeah, I also played against Milos Teodosic, and it's a great, like I don't know if some guys can imagine it. It's really nice to play against that type of guys, and you see like Bellinelli sitting on the bench. It's great to play like in front of them, and yeah, it's such a great experience.
I know another thing that's crazy about European basketball is that there's some countries out there and some stadiums specifically and fan groups that are hectic and crazy. Like it's fan groups that are insane out there. Who would you say has the craziest fans that you've played against?
Oh, played against. Um, I would say if the gym was a little bit, I would say Ike. I don't know, say that in a, but it's a great team in Greece.
Mhm.
Crazy fans, but like you said, in Europe they got crazy fans like Panathinaikos. If you watch the like videos on YouTube, it's crazy out there. So yeah, it's great teams in EuroLeague too. But my main focus is NBA for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's head into this process now. Like I said, right now you're kind of projected anywhere from like 25 range to 40. Obviously, it's going to keep fluctuating because you haven't got to America yet. So that's really going to help determine that. But
Sure.
take us through this because you're going to be a guy that's going to be drafted this upcoming season. What will you bring to an NBA team?
I think first of all, I just want to bring a lot of energy.
Mhm.
That's the first main focus on me. Then being there in defensive end, offense will come for sure. Defensive, I will be there. I want to be a really versatile guy. I can play 1 to 4, defend 1 to 4. That will not be a problem. I think if I work hard, got the right work ethic over there with great coaches, because that will be also a really other step for me. They got better facilities, coaches that are like great in their job, and yeah, I think it will really help me to get there over there with the NBA team, to get there as a player and help them win championships, games, whatever.
So is the goal for you to play in the 2021-2022 season? Do you think you might go overseas for another year and kind of develop another year? Or what's kind of your goal for the future now after you get drafted?
Nah, I really want to be drafted and stay with the NBA team to develop as a player, and also just want to be with the team. Whatever I can do with the team to get it better, on and off the court. Yeah, I just want to be there, not to be there, but really to help the team.
So what's the biggest areas that you want to improve on? Like, what would you say are your weaknesses that you're working on and you're trying to fix and kind of improve on during the time when you're working out?
I think my physicality for sure.
Mhm.
I think that's the biggest point. If I get stronger and get put some weight on, I really think I think I can be a special player.
So I know there's always guys that really wherever you come from, there's always guys that people watch the NBA. There's always guys that you kind of grow up idolizing and loving. Is there any player that you look at when if you get to go match up against in the NBA today that you're just going to be like, wow, I'm actually playing against this guy right now?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I always had the idol, and it was LeBron James. If I
Mhm.
ever can play against him, that will be awesome. I will hope for it. I will work for it, but I don't know if I'm gonna ever be able to play against him. It will be a dream that come true, but we will see.
So you got to go through your mindset on that because I know it's going to be hectic. If you step on a court, you obviously have a job now. You're playing. You're being paid millions of dollars to perform on the court. But like you said, you're going up against one of the greatest of all time. You're going up against a
Hmm.
guy you've loved watching. Like,
Yeah,
how do you flip that switch in your mind?
I don't know. I really don't know. It will be amazing. Like I said, I will work for it to get it done, and we will see what happens.
So I know you're going to come to America in the pretty near future. Obviously, still waiting to hear back
Hmm.
if you're going to go to the combine or not. But when you get out here, like, what do you want to prove to teams?
That I'm a guard. That I really I don't know how the practices will go. Probably individual, but like that. I just want to prove myself, what type of player I can be, how mature I am, and yeah, I just want to really prove myself.
So I know there's some ties that people have come up with. Kevin Durant originally called Kristaps Porzingis a unicorn. Is that what you
Hmm.
consider yourself, or is that another kind of nickname that you call yourself?
Nah, I'm not that type of guy. Like I said, I'm really confident on the game, on the floor and stuff, but I'm really humble off the court, and I'm not gonna call myself anything. I'm just trying to work hard. Whatever people say, it's always fun to see,
Hmm.
but you always gotta be humble and work hard to reach your goals.
So who's your comparison, or is there one? Like, is there someone that you see it's in the NBA or Europe that plays a lot like you that you say you kind of compare yourself to?
Not really. I'm just trying to be myself, and like I said, I want to be a special guy, and I'm not want to be the second Ingles or second Kukoc or whatever they all say. I just want to be myself, and yeah, that's it.
We kind of discussed this earlier on, but you're going to be the first Belgium guy to get drafted. and play in the NBA. And you're going to carry that legacy. Like, you're going to be the guy kids grow up looking at and kind of looking up to for inspiration. So what kind of comes with that? Like, is that any form of pressure? Is that something that you're excited for? Like, how are you going to embrace that?
I think it's a little bit pressure because all the Belgium analysts say, yeah, he's not gonna get drafted, whatever.
Hmm.
Belgium is a really negative country, and they're not really supporting the young guys, and that's really what makes me a little bit mad because I'm really into the young guys. If I'm gonna be 40 years old, I'm really gonna support every guy that want to reach the top, and I'm not gonna take him down, and that's really important for me.
Hmm.
Also, now if I can go to the youth games and I can pick some games up and tell them to do better some points, I will tell them, and that's really important for me to get the youth going.
I know you mentioned too that earlier that there is still a lot of talent in Belgium. They just don't get the attention that they
Mhm.
probably deserve. So who was maybe a couple of names or even maybe one guy specifically that you think might have
Mm.
NBA potential down the road?
I mean, the guys where I'm talking about are guys that are still younger. Nobody gonna know them. They're still 15 years old, but I see there's really talent in there. And if they work hard and the right, because it's not only working hard, but working right is also a big point. They can reach it also, but yeah, I can't say names now because there are a lot. But there is a lot of talent, and like I say, if they work hard, they will reach their goals. And
Absolutely, man. Well, a couple more things before I let you go. One thing I was like wrapping
Mhm.
up is discussing a legacy. I know it's something that all guys want to build for themselves. So when you are done playing this game down the road in the future, what do you want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
um, I really be want to be. Um, oh, that's a difficult question. Um, I just want to be a good teammate. I want to stick with one team as long as possible. That's really important to me to stay with the same team to build up a legacy, like you said. Not going every year to another team. That's not what my goal is. I really want to stick with one team, get championships with that team, and that's the most important thing for me.
Absolutely, man. So give fans your three biggest goals, whatever NBA team you end up going to. What's your three biggest goals for your rookie season?
For my rookie season, yeah, that's already a big step because I'm not even in an NBA team yet. I'm not even drafted yet. But the biggest goals are being with a winning team. That's the biggest thing because I hate losing.
Mhm.
Um, make a big development, getting better, and being ready to play the minutes I will get.
Absolutely, man. Well, best luck through the next few months of your
Thank you.
process, man. I'm excited to see what got next for you, and I appreciate
Okay,
you taking
thank
time to
you.
come on today, man.
For sure, no problem.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk to you later, man. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.